Yo, what's poppin' everyone? Welcome back to the channel. AtlasTCG here. Today we're going to be covering over Lost Tina. Now, Lost Tina has been seeing a little bit of success in the Obsidian Flames format, but it seems seeing a lot more success in the Pokemon 151 format. Why might that be? Well, it's not because it gets any better. In fact, I think the Mew EX that comes out in this set actually makes it slightly worse. However, Charizard EX has really picked up a lot of steam as that deck's grown in popularity, especially after its deep run at Curitiba Regionals, winning it all. Tina has quite a strong matchup against there, and a bunch of middle-of-the-road matchups against a lot of other decks in the format. Is Tina the saver we're looking for? Are you trying to win almost every single game if you play correctly and can get set up? That's the appeal of Tina. In this video, I'm going to be sharing over my deck list, strategy, gameplay, and more. List is available in the description, so if you're trying to copy and paste any of the content, you can basically copy and paste it right into PTCG Live. If you're looking for any of the codes, or singles, or sealed, go to AtlasTCG, Deco Gaming, and PTCGL store. Again, all of those are available in the description if you're trying to pick up anything. And of course, check out our content at the TSS Patreon at patreon.com/TSSWin to help support the squad. That being said, let's jump into this deck list. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG Live codes. So here we have it, Lost Tina, and I think Lost Tina is looking very similar to what it looked like in our Obsidian Flames format. Now that being said, Pokemon 151 is a holiday mini set, meaning we're not going to be getting too many changes when it comes to this set. The goal is still going to be using Comfey, Colress to get cards into the Lost Zone, and eventually build up Mirage Gate to attack with Lost Impact, and once we get to 10 in the Lost Zone, we can use Star Requiem V-Star, or we can use Lost Mine on Sableye. Ditto is a new card that we've added into this deck, which gives us an additional starting Pokemon that is not a bad Pokemon. So long gone are those games where you almost always start with Snorlax or Radiant Greninja or Pokemon you don't want to start. Ditto does improve our odds, and it allows us to thin out of our deck a little bit more, giving us opportunities to have some more better draws as we thin through our deck. The other card that we've added in here that we've seen in and out of Tina lists is Snorlax, as Mew EX is weak, or is weak to Pokemon that do 180 damage. I guess that's the best way to put it, and we'll catch myself just speaking. Snorlax does 180, Mew EX has 180. Mew EX copies Tina V-Star's 280 attack to knock out Tina. We can then hit them with the Snorlax into a path into a Roxanne, really hitting our opponent hard. We have all the necessary cards for almost every other single matchup in the format, and again, you're able to use Star Requiem to knock out whatever you want, which is quite powerful in this format, especially when there's Pokemon like Charizard EX that have 330 HP. Like I said earlier, list is available in the description, so you can copy and paste that right into PTCG Live and get into some gameplay. But we're going to jump into some gameplay and show you what this deck is capable of. Okay, so our opponent's calling the coin flip. Let's see if we're able to start first. Typically we want to start first so that we're able to evolve our Pokemon. However, we're playing against an aggressive deck that can attack us on the first turn, like Lost Zone Mirror. We do want to attack into our opponent's Pokemon as quickly as possible, so we would go second. So in a world, it's not terrible going first or second. Prefer to go first blindly, second if you know you're playing against a Lost Zone deck. Now, this hand's not terrible, but actually going second here is a bit of a saving grace because we might be able to attack with our Cramorant turn 1. Arceus decks are typically better matchups, and this probably looks like it's the Charizard Arceus deck. Again, should be pretty good for us. So we'll see how that plays out, and looks like our opponent's just going to go DTE Pass. If I ever saw that. Sweet. Battle VIP Pass is fantastic. What we actually want to do here is get out our Comfeys first. Now, instead of getting out Comfey, we were looking for our Ditto. Our Ditto's prize. And before anyone's like, yo, Zach, you included Ditto in this deck, and you didn't play it in the game, it's not a card that's going to matter every single game. It's a card that, like, of course, like, it only matters if it's, like, in our deck that we can use it on our first turn. But whatever. I'm sure everyone else will either let me know or not let me know. I'm going to grab Comfey because that guarantees us our attack. I'd like to grab Radiant Greninja, but there's nothing that says that we can guarantee it as well. Let's go for Colress here, and we're going to go ahead and grab a Switch Cart. I'm probably fine to let a Grass Energy go. I'd like to have Boss's Orders. Sableye is not going to matter in this matchup, neither is Roxanne, so we're just going to grab the other energy, leaving us loaded with 5 energies in our hands. I'm going to go ahead and go Switch Cart, getting our third Pokemon into the Lost Zone. I'm going to go for a Nest Ball here. I'm going to go ahead and go with Jet Energy, bringing this up to get our fourth Pokemon in the Lost Zone. I'm not going to play the Nest Ball first because I don't know which Pokemon I actually want to grab. Do I want to grab a Tina? Do I want to grab a Rad Greninja? Let's try to draw one of the other ones. Now that we got Rad Greninja, oh, the path is kind of tempting. I don't want to get rid of Rad Greninja, but I also don't want to get rid of Path. Does our opponent just have it like that? They might just have everything, so I'm going to try my chance at Path to really slow our opponent down. And then just using Nest Ball here for a Tina. So we're able to get the attack off here. Let's go ahead and Path. We're going to go ahead play Switch Cart here. The reason why I'm playing Switch Cart and not retreating is because I like to store energies in play to use later with Lost Impact. And we're going to get a damage off for 110. So if our opponent has nothing, we might have effectively just won this game. If our opponent does have an answer to Path, that is going to be quite unfortunate for us to deal with. And, oh, they're also playing Path. How interesting. So if they're playing Path as well, they might just got Path locked, and they might just have to deal by taking 180 damage. Like, we might just take 180 to our Cramorant, and that's all they do. We might have trapped them there for a second. I totally thought this would be Radzard, but the fact that we're seeing, or not Radzard, Charizard EX, the fact that we're seeing Leafeon is so interesting here. And our hand was nothing spectacular, so we'll actually take everything else that we have going on here. 4 in the Lost Zone. Yeah, I think we're actually in such a good spot. That's fantastic. What does this do? If you prevent all of effects of Stadium sent to your Pokemon in play. So we don't have they don't have Soul Rock in play, but the fact that they play Lunatone is such an interesting concept. Lunatone, Soul Rock, Pidgeot. It's actually not terrible. Cool deck. Our opponent's going to build up some energies. Probably not. Oh, really? They are going to go on themselves. Well, we're going to score the knockout, or we should be scoring the knockout on their active. That brings us to 5. So we're going to start the one that has the energy because now we kind of have a free retreat. And we're going to go for Colress first because we always want to use Colress. Pretty easy choices here. We don't need Snorlax when it comes down to this matchup. Actually, Snorlax would have been pretty good there because we could hit for 180 instead of discarding energy. So that's an oversight on my behalf. I forgot that we already hit for 110. We're going to grab a Colress there. We're going to go ahead and Mirage Gate some energies onto this Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead and Mirage Gate another few energies. Let's grab a Water Energy. Let's grab a Psychic Energy. Water, Psychic. And you might be like, yo, Zach, you might be loading up a little bit much. Like, we in here. When it comes to taking energies away from our Pokemon, I don't think our opponent's going to have an immediate answer. So we're just going to go ahead and go Lost Impact. I want to take away the Water Energy. We only play the 1. You might be like, why do we play 1? And so our opponent thinks that we have access to Radiant Greninja. And it just gives us more Mirage Gate targets. The other energy that I'm going to take off is this one. So now we have a 3 energy attack. We have a Pokemon that can retreat. And we're ready to go with whatever our opponent has. They've lost a lot of resources when it came to that one thing. And they're still under Path. Ditto's going to suck here because you can only use this on your first turn. So don't go under anything where you think that you could play the Ditto down mid-game or try to get it out and you don't use it. Like, use Ditto immediately when you're getting it out. But we do play it in the deck, everyone. It is here. It is in my hands. We'll give the Ditto the big shout out. But you can see that we don't always need everything. Like, decks nowadays have a lot of fluid gameplay. And I think, like, next turn, we're going to try to go for Sableye to start knocking out some of our opponent's other Pokemon. And if our opponent gets Soul Rock out here and, like, Rare Candy, Pidgeot or something, like, that's great. But it really depends on what they're looking for here. So this probably gets them Rare Candy, or if they already have Rare Candy, like, maybe they'll just attack us, our active, for 120. There's no way that they have Soul Rock in their hand as well, right? I think they're just going to use Blustery Wind, discard the Stadium. Yep. Yeah, they're just going to concede there. There's nothing that they can really get set up. Like, we just were able to beat our opponent there. So as you can see, Tina can get those quick starts. You don't always need Ditto. And I mean, we did play a short game. We did pathlock our opponent. But you got to make a lot of correct guesses when it comes to playing this deck. The way that I look at it is like, you go down a decision-making path, and you're like, path 1, path 2, path 3, path 4. However it works, you really got to make a lot of decisions early on while sequencing this deck correctly almost every single turn. Sure, you can get a little bit lucky, sure, you can get a little bit unlucky, but at the end of the day, facing your opponent with turn 2 280 damage is quite strong, and really applying that pressure. I mean, we might have, I could have even played better there by attacking with a Snorlax than attacking with the Tina VSTAR, but you want to what? It worked out, we got the win. Our opponent conceded when we path locked them, locked them into gameplay, knowing that we'd get a knockout again. So Tina VSTAR can be quite powerful in this metagame against the right decks. And this list is very good. We covered Tina a few times, so that's why I just want to be like, hey, here's the list. Here's a little bit of gameplay. Here's whatever it is. If you're looking for anything more from this deck, both Tyler, myself, PJ, we've all gone over Lost Zone Tina extensively in our Patreon. So check out our patreon.com/TSSWin. Tyler, PJ, and myself also offer all coaching on Manaphy. You can check that in the description. So if you're looking to get some help before Peoria or any of the other regionals, check that out. Lots of other Shuffle Squad members offer coaching too, but we're really the ones that are kind of on the Tina bandwagon. But yeah, that's what we got going on for today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video. We'll catch up with everyone later. Peace out and have a great one. Hey trainers, tired of having too many cards lying around? I know that feeling, and I know what a hassle it is to try and sell those cards. But selling bulk is now easier than ever with TCG Bulk. Find tons of potential buyers in a single place. You just download the app, look for the best buyer near you, and carefully pack your bulk, ship it, and you get paid. It really is that simple. Turn the cards you don't want into the cards you absolutely need for your next deck. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.